In high schools across the nation, students don't have a say in the policies that are put into action that affect them.
Open campus is a widely debated topic here in Northville and in many other schools. For the most part, there are two different viewpoints on an open campus. One that contains concern for the students and what might happen in this free time, and another viewpoint that students work hard and deserve this freedom through their grades and actions.
Students spend too much time in the classroom being restricted by policies and administration. If they spend as much time as they do on school-related work, then shouldn't they be given the freedom they deserve?
Yeah, I think Norfolk should have an open campus. Mainly the reason is because my brother, when he went to school here, it was open campus, and he would always talk to me and brag about it, that they got to leave to lunch every single day and just kind of take a break from school. And I think it helps with all the students kind of like clear their mind for a little and get some good food in them, because the lunchroom food here is just not good. Like, no one likes it, and so I bring a lunch every single day, and I'm kind of getting sick and tired of just a packed lunch. So I think an open campus would help clear students' minds and also provide a different lunch aspect to students' lives here at Northville High School.
Well, I can remember this question when I was in high school. I didn't go to high school at Northville, but when I went to high school in Dearborn, it was the same deal. Everybody wanted an open campus. We all begged for an open campus, and that was never going to happen.
I don't think that we should have an open campus. It just opens up too many opportunities for problems. You guys love problems.
Some consequences would be students not getting back to school on time, which is similar to our tardy policy here at Northville. I think our principals could just start a policy that if you don't get to school back on time from the open campus lunch, then you get an unexcused tardy, which is really serious here at Northville, because once you get 4 of those, you have to be sent down to the principal's office. You can get a call home and everything. So if they just act the policies that they already have for our tardy policy to the open campus policy, I think it'd be really easy. And the only other consequences that I can think of are students getting in crashes and stuff. But most of the students here at Northville are good drivers, and I believe that if they were to get into a crash, it'd be on their own fault. It wouldn't be on the school's fault. So that's something that the parents could sign a contract for or something. But those are the really only 2 consequences I can think of.
But it just, the opportunity for, think about a day like yesterday, bad weather, ice, all that stuff, and just opening up more opportunities for driving. To get back to school before you're being tardy, all those things, those are problems, right? You're going to speed to get back to school to be tardy. Those are all things that people don't necessarily think about, but that just all open up a can of worms, so to speak, of problems for high school kids.
Honestly, I do not think, because Mary Kay Gallagher is a pretty strict person, and all her rules on everything are kind of uptight for everything, like snow days, tardy policies, and all that stuff. She's kind of strict, and so I don't think she'd be able to pass this open campus policy, because it'd make her freak out about too much freedom for the students. So I think that would not pass, but I think if they got enough people on the education board that it could pass through and overpower her.
I'd be highly surprised if it was, for the reasons that I talked about in the previous question. But
to just look at the other side of the issue, I think businesses around the area would be pretty happy about that. It would open up the opportunity for them to make money during lunch, for a whole new group of people that want to buy their food.
Some restrictions would be having students get back before passing time instead of just before class. So then students would have a gap between when they have to go to class or being unexcused tardy. So if they just enacted that, I think it'd help a lot. And then another restriction that I would do would be I would do more upperclassmen, since all those people have cars and they're kind of more responsible than the underclassmen here at the high school. So if they just restricted it to upperclassmen on an open campus lunch, I think that would work really well, and also have the students get back before the class passing time.
this is interesting to me. Perhaps if you make it a reward-based system, about GPA or perfect attendance or some other criteria that you could measure along with driving record, I think somehow if you could bring that in, I'm not sure you could, but it seems really logical to me that you probably shouldn't allow someone who has a bad driving record to be rewarded to drive extra, but that's just my opinion.
Well, that always comes down to the students' responsibilities, and so one big responsibility is to keep their grades up. So I would put a limit on the amount of kids that can go out if they have a 3.0 GPA, because that's kind of average around here at Northville. And so I would say if they have that and if they're upperclassmen, they should be able to blend and do an open campus experience here at Northville, because really it comes down to students that are responsible will have their grades up, and so therefore they will be responsible on an open campus lunch period.
Not only would open campus provide freedom for students, but would also support local businesses in the area. Students that go out to eat would be investing money straight into the restaurants and businesses surrounding Northville High School. This would help businesses in the area flourish and possibly draw in new ones.
You know, that's a tough question. You know, I'm very honestly, I'm kind of opposed to it, but I can see some merit to it also.
You know, we're just far enough away from everything, I think, that it might take a little bit too long to get a lot of students in and out, you know, into where they want to eat, get to where they want to eat and back. There's also some issues with, you know, with things that can happen on open campuses. At the same time, you know, there might be some merit to it too. So it's a tough question. You know, I think it's a choice benefit. It gives students a choice to go where they want to eat, whether they can make it home and eat at home. You know, maybe do some different things like go to different places, as far as maybe go get a cup of coffee at Starbucks or whatever. So I think it gives students more of a choice, but does that choice outweigh maybe some of the negative things that can happen? That's the question. Well, I think some of the things is, you know, if not enough time's given in an open campus, you know, we might have a lot of kids driving, you know, poorly and accidents. That's one of my major concerns. Also, students can make poor choices during open campus. Not saying that's the reason why we're not, but that's another thing that could happen. So there's a couple maybe negative consequences. Yeah, I think if it ever did happen, I'm not saying, by no means I'm saying it is or isn't, but if it ever did happen, I think we'd almost have to start with maybe like seniors first, and have some type of maybe some type of reward system if they're doing well with attendance, doing well with grades or something like that. But I don't know if we could do the whole. We have such a big building. I don't know if we could do a whole building in an open campus type setting.
Taking into account all the responses from students, faculty, and administration, we believe that Northville High School should adopt an open campus because of the additional freedoms and choices that the students have, but they also must uphold their additional responsibilities that come with an open campus.
Some beneficial examples that can come with this rule change are students being able to go wherever they want for lunch, and this will also put more money into the local economy, which can boost local businesses. Another example would be students having goals to keep their grades up and have good behavior, also maybe having a good driving record, so that they can have this privilege to have an open campus.